After yesterday's very surprising Premier League victory, or title win, I should say, let's go and sign some world-class players. Hello, welcome to part 67 of the Hollywood Dream. And coming up in today's episode, we do have our end-of-season review and transfer special. But before we do any of that, let's take a look at our end-of-season review, as I've just said. Obviously, if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, my good God, it was dramatic, I would say. Obviously, we went into the final Premier League, final two games second. Man City had a game in hand. My golly gosh, Man City lost 2 games in a row. They practically gifted us the title, or should I say Tottenham gifted us the title, because they were the one that beat Man City first, but then obviously they lost against Liverpool. Then we beat Tottenham on the final day to win the trophy, which absolutely ridiculous. Never came close once in the previous seasons of winning the Premier League trophy. This is the first time we've finished inside the top 4, and it's the first time we've won the trophy. Hopefully, it's more trophies to come. I think we should be able to win the Premier League next year if we can keep hold of a few players. Obviously, players that have come in, we didn't sign too many players, 7 players to be precise. First up was Max Morris. I think he started the first couple games on the bench, but when he played, absolutely brilliant. 32 goals and 11 assists. That's 43 goal contributions. Only played 31 games. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. That is a goal a game, pretty much. It is a goal a game. Maybe good 2 goals a game plus an assist. Obviously, Andrew Bishop, a great striker, only on loan. We do have a 84 million optional future fee. I don't think I'm going to get him back. Obviously, because Max Morris and Bishop are pretty much both same positions. I think Max Morris is a world-class striker, so I think don't think Bishop stays. I think he'll have a great season with Everton. He'll have a great career with them, don't get me wrong, but he was a great striker, 23 goals, but don't think we'll get him back next year. You never know what can happen in these episodes, so never say never, but at the moment, I'm not sure. And Rodrigo Hermosillo, a very great midfielder, only 21 years old, so still room for improvement. 4 stars of current ability, very good. Only 3 stars at the deep line playmaker, but he is very good at it. He's slightly underrated, but he is a very good player. I mean, look at his value now. We only bought him in for 3.4 million. He's now rated up to 90 million. Then Bob Potches, a very good goalkeeper. I think without him, we might not have been first. Might have still finished inside the top 4. Maybe not have won the Premier League trophy, but he is a very good goalkeeper. We've got 3 very good goalkeepers. Obviously, Bob Potches isn't going to improve, but I think it'll be good to have around next year because Dean Henderson is out of contract and will be leaving us. And we're not renewing his contract, so Bob Potches will be fine as a backup, maybe first choice next year, but I guess the goalkeeper department might have a bit of tweaks next year. Then Ozzy Kamahara came in January, provided reliable backup, still 25, got decent potential as well, so he's definitely a late developer. Obviously, with game time, he will get better. Then Sadell, he was a reliable backup and pretty good when he came off the bench. Then Kim and Shea, he's fine. I think he is out of contract, so I don't think we'll get him back for next year. So we'll definitely need another defender or 2. So the board expectation, obviously, first season under the Tycoon owners, they wanted us to qualify for the Europa League, which we did that with Startel, but we didn't qualify for the Europa League. We did 1 better, or 2 better than that. We won the Premier League by 2 points, but we beat Man City. We came from behind. That is absolutely incredible. Yes, we actually lost against Man City once in the league. I mean, we lost against them 5-2. I think at that defeat, I didn't think we were going to win the title, but my golly gosh, we did. The FA Cup didn't really go to plan. We get knocked out of in the 5th round. Hopefully, we can go 1 better than that next time, or a couple better than that next time, and win the competition. Carabao Cup actually went pretty well. We got to the semi-finals, won the first leg, but completely threw away in the second leg. Hopefully, that doesn't happen this year. I wouldn't mind winning the Carabao Cup, even though it doesn't mean anything. It's still be a good achievement to have. Our biggest win this year was an 8-1 win over Nottingham Forest. A 3-0 win over Brighton was our match to remember. I say the match to remember was a win against Tottenham in the final game of the season. That's definitely the match to remember, because no one's going to remember a 3-0 win against Brighton in September at the beginning of the season. No way are they going to remember that. So Citre got goal of the season. Let's take a look at his goal of the season. So it was in the 57th minute. I reckon it's going to be an absolute banger, because Citre has scored a lot of goals this season. I mean, a lot of them. From the left-hand side, he scored more than I expected him to. I mean, that is just wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a goal that is. What a goal. What a goal. We've had a lot of bangers this year, but that is just one of them. Club reputation is pretty much stayed the same. I expect next year it'll probably go up to about 4.5 stars, because we won the Premier League and we'll have another season in the Champions League this season. Annual revenue has all gone down. Presumably we weren't in Europe this year. That's a big bonus, because we weren't in Europe. That's why we won the Premier League title. Merchandise has been pretty good, selling nearly 500,000 shirts. I mean, I've never seen a figure that high before. Never seen it that high. It's usually at least under 100,000, but never 500,000. That's just ridiculous. That's the tycoon owner, I think. Then most popular names being Muller, I agree. Josh Taylor, I completely agree with that. Fabrizio Diaz, I don't really understand, because he didn't really play too many games. And Citre and Morris, yeah, absolutely unbelievable. So best 11 this year was Bob Potchers in goal, obviously. Back for Mollard, Kushnerov, Snape and McNeil. Taylor, Rodrigo in the midfield, and Muller on the right, Citre on the left, and Bishop and Morris up front. I think towards the second half of the season, it was Morris as the advance for Bishop as the coach. But either way, a great strike partnership. France player, young player, went to Max Morris. I mean, Max Morris practically cleaned up the awards. He got signing of the season, top goal scorer. Most player of the matches with 8. Citre got most assists with 18. Max Morris also highest average rating. And Kamahara, most passes completed per 90 minutes. That's 58. That's quite something. That pretty impressive. That. But let's see what the board want us to do next year. If they wanted to, or they actually want us to win the Premier League, they want us to continue winning the Premier League. I tell you what, I think we're the next Man City. They want us to reach the latter stages of the Champions League. I think we could do that. Spend the original transfer budget, which is 56 million, plenty of wage budget. So I think we'll be fine. We can accept all that. Let's talk to the lads about next season. Right, lads, great season about winning the Premier League. Absolutely brilliant. I think we could do it all again next year. I'm glad you agree. Because if you didn't agree, there would have been serious arguments. Very serious arguments there would have been. But I'm glad they agreed with me. Only 4 options to choose for the Wrexham training camp: China, USA, Singapore. Let's go Austria. Somewhere a little bit different. I don't think it's the right type of weather to go skiing, but if you do go skiing in Austria, I really don't know. But I'm sure the weather will be fine. Kamahara, yeah, that's this. Hunter, yeah, Hunter's a bit of a weird one. He's a great player. He just can't get in ahead of Josh Taylor, so which is why he's been playing playmaker a lot of the time. But yeah, at least we've I should have promised him to play as a Masala. That's a bit foolish of me, I think. No more promises about playing positions as if they're not going to play them. If it's a striker, albeit, yeah, fine. But, yeah, no more playing positions promises. I think that's an error on my end, I think. So I think probably what we'll do is we'll probably just come back first day of the transfer window, because, to be honest, I ain't got a clue what transfer business we are going to do. We might not do any. We might just keep the squad as it is, but I suspect there will be a couple transfers done this 7th episode. But let's just see if anything happens before the opening day of the transfer window. Well, it is currently the first day of the transfer window. We haven't made any bids for any players, but we have had a bid for one player. That is Fabrizio Diaz. We haven't accepted an offer for 43 million from Aston Villa. I feel like it's probably too good to turn down. Well, he's not getting any younger. His value's probably going to keep dropping. He's doesn't have any improvements, and obviously we signed him on a free transfer, so we might as well just take the plunge on selling him for 43 million. We've got 100% transfer retain revenue, so that's all very, very good. So if he goes, that will push the transfer budget up into nearly 100 million. That's the only transfer business to tell you about. Let's take a look and see who we've been rumoured with. So we've been rumoured with Nathan Collins, the 32-year-old Irish centre-back. Actually, that's pretty decent. He's not the first centre-back we've been linked with. We've been linked with I think another player that plays for Porto. That is, I can't remember his name. I think his name is Tapia, which, yeah, Pablo Tapia is another player we've been linked with. Again, looks very decent and world class. If we can get him for under 60 million, he wouldn't be a bad defender. He'd be a great defender. Better than Rasmus Save. Better than Kushyanov. He'll probably play alongside Kushyanov, to be fair. But he'll be one hell of a defender indeed. One hell of a player. He looks pretty nippy. He's actually played had a couple of spells in England. He went to Tottenham. Had 2 of those spells with Wolves and Charlton. But now has made his way to Portugal. Could you see him return to Wrexham, or England, I should say, Wales. In fact, we're in Wales, not England, Jack. Get it right. We've not been rumoured with him, but as a potential option we could go for. Michael Adaka, a 18-year-old German right winger. Sheehan has been rumoured with a move away, which I'll be open to that, but don't really want to sell him because he is quite a useful player to come off the bench. Next rumoured player, Giovanni Cortese, an 18-year-old Italian defender. I don't really know a lot about him, judging by the fact he's got his abilities League 2 at the moment. I don't think we bother signing him. Maybe in a couple of years' time when he's a bit better. But who's he wanted by? I don't know. Okay, it's slightly more tempting. Jason McNeil has been rumoured with a move back to Man United. No, we got him from Arsenal. How much would he go for? I'd tell you, I think if Man United want to offer 60 million for Jason McNeil, be my guest, because I'm sure there's plenty of other decent left backs to bring in. I think we've been rumoured with at least one, potentially, who can also play centre back. Whether or not he comes in, I don't really know. Ryan Gravenberch could be a great player. Wants to leave for continental football. I mean, Ryan Gravenberch, do you want to come to Wrexham, the home of the new? I think we'll probably be going to become the new Man City. We're just going to win everything. But in terms of the squad, obviously there is 2 players that are leaving: Dean Henderson and Kim Min-jae, both out of contract. Obviously Andrew Bishop will go back to Everton. I don't think we bother paying 84. Considering its value is at 46 to 67, I don't think that's going to happen. I wouldn't mind trying to get rid of Kabangi, considering he is out of contract next year. But is anyone? What did we get him in for? 11. If we can get more than 39, I'd take it a mid 40s. We'll try and offer him out for 45, but if not, I will accept the upper 30s. Oh, Leeds United, oh god, that's actually quite a good offer. 63. We've got 20% off next sale. He's only 25. I mean, he's not going to get in front of Moonlight. He's got no. I don't know. I mean, Moonlight's just brilliant. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a bit of a clear out. Get rid of the players that aren't going to make the step up. He's not. Right, we'll see what Dortmund want to offer. I'd say 45 would be at the absolute bare minimum. 48, in fact. Let's see, 40. 40 is absolutely fine, but let's try and go a little bit upper than 40. Go 41. Yeah, right, that's fine. Let's just do that. So Ali should be able to give us 41 million. Obviously, if Sheehan does go, I think we might have to bring in a couple English players, because obviously we will be light of a few. Obviously, Daniel Muller is homegrown at club, but Moretti, I think we just based on the fact he's homegrown at the club, I think we have to keep him. We've got a lot of homegrown at club players and nation players, so it should be fine for the registration. It's just the trade at club players I'm a little bit worried about, considering the fact we've only got two, and I'm not sure if any of the goalkeepers are homegrown at clubs. So that's going to be fun, but hopefully that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I think with regards to transfers, the special, I think we'll probably just come back middle of July. Hopefully we've done a little bit of business by then, but I reckon by then 2 or 3 players will have left. So that's the likes of Diaz, obviously the released players, and another couple players. And hopefully, just maybe, there might be some new players. It was currently the 14th of July. We've just got under a month before we play our first game of our Premier League season, where for once we're actually the defending champions, and I'm sure we're going to defend it quite easily. We haven't done too many transfer incomings. Done a lot of players have left. Allow me to break the news to you, because we have sold a lot of players. Let's start off with the back end of last season. Obviously, Alan Sheehan has joined Leeds United for a club breaking fee of 56 million. Potentially can go up to as high as 63 million. So I think that's a very good move for him. I think he will tear up at Leeds. He had a very good season last season. Probably his best season with us in terms of average rating rise. But I think his time definitely has come towards an end. But that's a great profit. 42 million pound profit. That is very nice. And let's transfer out. Fabrizio Diaz has joined Aston Villa for a whopping total of 43 million. Obviously, 43 million profit, because we signed him on a free. That is an absolute spectacular piece of business, considering, yeah, he only started 4 games last year, 14 off the bench, so he didn't really play many games. So sell him while we can. So that's a nice bit of business. Gaisho Kabangu, club icon, has sadly left the club to join Al Ahly for 38 million. I would prefer if he went to a team in Europe, then we might have got a bit of more money for him. That stings a little. He's valued at 79 million now. But I'm sure he'll tear up in Saudi Arabia. I'm sure he'll have a lovely time earning millions, or not millions of pounds, only 675k a week. That's I don't know how much we were paying him, probably less than 100k, probably about just over 100k. So he's being paid quite a bit more than what he was being paid with us. But he never really had a great season with us ever since he switched to the 4-2-4. Never really got a starting spot in the team. So sell him while we can. Got a bit of money for him, a decent profit, 27 million pound profit. Then we have signed one player, that is Brent Worrell, who's an English centre-back, 4 stars of current ability, leading Premier League player. We signed him from Tottenham Hotspur for 80 million. We had the chance to sign him last season, but we didn't really have the right finances to do it. But we've got plenty this year, so signed him for 80 million. We've still got 100 million pounds to spend. We've got £1 million in the wage budget. We're still going to do some serious damage. This is what the squad is currently looking like. Let's just clear the entire team selection so I know what positions we have. So goalkeepers, we've got Bob Potches, Anthony Rivera, who's a young goalkeeper we brought in years ago. We signed him in the 29-30 season, where we were, I presume that was our second stint in the championship. I presume it might be our first stint, actually. No, second stint, I want to say. But he's been on numerous loan spells to Reims, Portsmouth and Freiburg. Had a great season with Freiburg. Only conceded 35 goals. So I think now that he's 3 stars of capability, better than Smajic, will be better than Potches. I think we keep him at the club. Probably Smajic, I don't know. I don't know about him. I think we probably look to loan him out. Then if we don't get any loans for him, I think we probably sell him, because they're the same age. But Rivera just looks like a better goalkeeper altogether. I think he's a 6'2". Smajic is also 6'2", but I think Anthony Rivera fits our type of goalkeeper, super keeper, defensive super keeper. So I think he should be fine as first choice. Failing that, we've still got Bob Poche. So I think goalkeeper, we're all good. We're sorted. We're loaded. Right backs, obviously, we've still got Mollard and Snell. I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon. Then centre backs, we've got Rasmus Snape and Brenwell as the covering ball playing defenders. Then as the defensive ball playing defenders, we've got Kushnerov and Kamahara. Kamahara was a bit upset when I brought in Brenwell, but we are training him up to be to play on the right side of the centre back pair. Probably be a backup to Kushnerov, hopefully trying to break it in because he's still got plenty of potential to fulfill, so he will be a great player. Then left backs, we've still got Jason McNeil and Milo Talby. I think Milo Talby probably will be first choice this year because he's still got great potential. I thought he's going to drop off at some point, but no, he is going to keep getting better and better each year as long as he keeps up the game time and we play him most games. So I think it'll be great. Then centre mids, we've still got Hunter as a Masala, potential Masala and ball playmaker. Josh Taylor still as a obviously best Masala in the Premier League. Now has made his England appearance, first England appearance, 2 caps actually, and has already scored a goal. He's absolutely brilliant. I'm surprised he hasn't even made more. And obviously we've still got Rodrigo, so definitely need another centre mid. Whether we get another Masala or another playmaker, I don't really know. Whether we get a young one or an experienced one, because we've got 2 24-year-olds and a 21-year-old, so maybe a little bit of experience won't hurt. Dominic Szoboszlai I think he's still available on a free transfer, so maybe go in for him possibly. I'm not really sure who we get in that position. Then left wingers, we've still got Moretti and Isidre. Then right wingers, obviously at the moment it's only Mular. Then strikers, we've just got Salia and Morris. So definitely a little bit light in the attacking areas, but defensively we're pretty full up, I think. So I think defensively we're sorted. So basically we just need another centre mid, the right winger, and a couple of strikers, and that is some are done. We are in the Community Shield. I'm not going to bother showing you that because it's a Mickey Mouse Cup. You don't really gain anything. I don't know what the boards want from it. Being competitive in the Community Shield, whether that means they want us to win it, I don't really know, because I felt like we had to be competitive in a couple of seasons ago, but the board weren't happy with our performance. So I guess we'll see what happens. So we need 4 players, all attacking players and a centre mid. So I guess we'll come back before we play our first game of the Premier League season. We're not going to go ahead to the first Champions League games of the season. We'll just do the first Premier League games in the next episode, and hopefully by then we should have assembled a full 22 or 23 man squad. It was currently the 13th of August and the start of the brand new Premier League season. I'm pleased to announce we've pretty much assembled the 22 man squad. We are lacking a striker, but I'm fine with that. We do have an offer in for a striker, which is Lino, who's a Brazilian 18-year-old striker, can play pretty much anywhere along the front three, but primarily we're going to bring him in as a backup striker. He's got decent pace, decent dribbling, decent finishing. He's basically, I call him a Brazilian version of Muller. He possesses the same sort of stats, so I reckon if he comes in, he'll be a pretty decent backup option to have. So the players that have come in, we'll start off with the players that have left the club. So leaving the club were Alan Sheehan. He has joined Leeds United for 56 million. Fabrizio Diaz joined Aston Villa for 43 million. Guy Cabangu joined Al Ahly for 38.5 million. Then last but not least, it's Goran Smajic. He has left the club permanently to join AC Milan for 30 million. We do have a 30% sell-on clause with that, so that's a decent bit of business. He had a good spell at Bayern Leverkusen last year. 12 clean sheets, conceded 35, so not too bad. But obviously with two very decent goalkeepers now, with Rivera and Potches, I don't think he's gonna see much game time, so might as well sell him. Hopefully he can play regularly for AC Milan and hopefully become the best goalkeeper in the world. and prove me wrong. So we're running outside 4 signings at the moment because that's all we needed to do. Obviously, first signing was Brem Worrell, an English centre-back, 4 stars of current ability, leads a Premier League player, came in from Tottenham Hotspur for £80 million, smashing our transfer record, and I doubt we're going to break that anytime soon. The next up is a returning player. I didn't think we were going to get him in, but we brought him in for a little bit cheaper this time. He's obviously, Andrew Bishop is. He's an English striker, 4 stars of current ability, leads a Premier League player. Obviously, comes in on a permanent. We had a permanent optional future fee of 84 million, so didn't do that. Decided to wait, but we have brought him in for 52 minutes, so we've saved ourselves 32 million by waiting a few about a month or two. So that's I think that with that strike force, we're winning the Premier League again. Next up, we've got Thibaut Picard. He's a French right winger, 2 stars of current ability, 4.5-star potential, decent championship player, potentially Premier League, comes in from PSG on loan for the whole of this season. Has had 2 loan spells in England previously at Coventry and Preston, both in the championship, but he's done all right. I'm surprised he's not a Premier League player yet now, because he's had 2 spells in the championship. I think he'll be fine just as a backup. He might play a couple games here and there in like the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, maybe some other Champions League games, depending on who we get. And last but not least is Ahmet Adoglu. I don't really know how to pronounce it. Ahmet is a Turkish 18-year-old centre mid, 2 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, decent championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from Birmingham Batche for £5 million. I don't really have any ambitions of loaning him out, but he is a quite useful midfielder, can play many of our roles. He's a deep line playmaker. Mazzara could also be an advanced playmaker, but we're just going to primarily use him as our backup deep line playmaker to Rodrigo. So those signings, I think we've done a decent bit of business. We haven't signed too many players because we didn't need to, because the squad is looking very, very decent and it's shaping up quite nicely. So goalkeepers, we've got Bob Potches and Anthony Rivera. Anthony Rivera did play in the the Community Shield. Couldn't figure out what the cup was called, but we unfortunately lost that on penalties. Was in front a couple of times, but couldn't quite get anything right. But it's very decent performance from Rivera. I'm sure he'll have a bright future ahead of him. Their right backs, obviously we've got Sadell and where's the other guy? Where is the other guy? Can't find him. There he is, Mollard. Then centre backs, we've got Brem Worrell, Snape, Kushyanov and Kamahara. Left backs, we've got Jason McNeil and Milo Talby. Centre mids, we've got Brandon Hunter, Josh Taylor, Rodrigo and Ahmet. Then right wingers, we've got Muller and Picard. Left wingers, it's Moretti and Isidri. Then strikers, 3 very good strikers, pretty much the same as last year, apart from one possibly incoming. We've got Ratang Salia as definitely a backup. And we've got Andrew Bishop and Max Morris, the dream team strike force from last season. If that strike force can score, 50 goals combined, or 3 strikers combined, 50 goals, that would be absolutely spectacular. But let's see. We have moved up in a position. We would normally start bottom, but Sheffield United have gone into administration, which is quite handy. So it keeps the pressure off for the first 3 games. But you know me, I want to win the first 3 games and get off to a flying start. But let's take a look at the season preview. So last season, we were actually predicted to finish 3rd. This season, predicted to finish 4th. So pressure's a little less off. Not really, because the board want us to win the Premier League title. Do we have anyone in the Dream 11? No. Who the hell is Callum McKenna? Is he a real goalkeeper? By the looks of it, yes, he is. Who the hell is he? Who are you? Should we know about you in real life? You've made 87 caps for Scotland. You must be good, then. I've never heard of him, to be fair. I don't know who he plays for in real life. I presume he plays in Scotland in real life. But he looks like a quite good player. I'm not sure why we never tried to sign him, but seems a bit weird. No players in the Dream 11 as of yet. Maybe in a couple years' time. But who's going to be our predicted key players? Mulan and Sidri. I feel like it was them two last year, possibly. Predicted 11. What's it? Pot shares. Yeah, possibly. Talby, Kushner, Worrell, and Monod. I think that is very much spot on. They've got the back four bang on. Moretti, no. Rodrigo, yes. Josh Taylor, yes. Pickard, definitely not. Sidre and Mulan will both be playing, just not up front. Yeah, it's about 80% correct. Obviously, the strike force will be Morris and Bishop, as always, like it was last year for most of it. But I think we'll do quite well. An easy start, but not an easy start. We've got Newcastle first, followed by Liverpool. So hopefully, next season, we try and retain the Premier League title. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.